Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 1,500 Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. A champion is joining us now.
Not just a champion.
Just an undefeated champion. Head coach at Nova Southeastern University, Jim Crutchfield, joining us here on the show. Coach, congratulations. Undefeated run this season all the way to the championship. It's about a week removed. How are you feeling? Like, have you allowed yourself to enjoy this over the last few days?
I have enjoyed it. We're trying to figure out how to celebrate here here in Davie. We're taking suggestions. A parade. We're not trying to what to do here. We haven't won a championship before, so we're right now we're trying to figure out what do we do now.
Well, don't ask any of the teams around you because they ain't won a championship ever. So
I was there before. We were cheering both Florida Atlantic and Miami on. It was a heartbreaking loss for Florida Atlantic.
Oh.
But those
I'm
are
more than sure
two great coaches, and both friends of mine, and Dusty and Jim, and would have loved to see him in the championship game. That would have been great for South Florida. But tough losses.
How is it, Coach, just the idea of going through a season and, like, you never slipped up? I mean, a coach is always trying to get the best out of his players, and I'm sure you've found ways to do that. But was there a time, was there a moment in the season where you're like, man, I can't believe we haven't had a slip up. We haven't done it. Undefeated is an incredible feat in basketball.
We went undefeated through the regular season last year, all the way up to the Elite Eight. And I told people last year, it just doesn't happen. And it was about 12 games in, someone asked me, do you think you'll go undefeated again this year? I said, of course not. Nobody goes undefeated. And, just ask the other 1,000 NCAA basketball teams. It just doesn't happen. I'm not sure how it happened. It won't happen again. I told our players, we're going to be good in the future, but we're not going to be undefeated again. Quit getting the expectations to undefeated. It really is a testament to the fact they came out and never really dropped their guard any game. Good level of intensity every single game, which is really hard to do through a 4-month period.
So let me get this straight. You guys only lost one game in 2 years?
We lost in the Elite Eight last year. So yeah, we 31-1 last year and 36-0 this year.
Leroy, he's drubbed my Barry Buccaneers by an average margin of 17 points this year. Yikes. So
yikes. That's like, I don't care what level of competition that you're playing, what sport, whatever. That's hard to be able to do that. Not even for one season, 2 seasons. To be able to play without some team in basketball making a bunch of threes, somebody having a crazy game or that special game to beat you. That's unheard of.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened. Tobin, I know if you're a Barry fan, they've got talent down there. This league is tough. The Sunshine State Conference is listed as one of the best D2 leagues in the country. So, but first of all, if you're a Barry fan, we can make you a Shark fan. And we got room to jump on the bandwagon here right now if you guys want to become Shark fans.
Listen, I'll hop on your Barry. Just don't tell the athletic department over there. I'll have people giving me the side eye. Just keep it on the low, Coach. That's. I don't want to, when I go back for homecoming week, I don't want people giving me dirty looks, but listen, it's still an awesome story. Even still, like it's an incredible feat because you are right. There's a lot of talent in this state, and to see what you guys have done. What is, what was like your favorite moment after this is all over? Did you have a moment of reflection? Was it a talk with somebody? Was it senior players? Like, what was the moment that you just really appreciated doing what you guys did?
Unique for me was, first of all, we play a different style of basketball, but different than anybody else in the country. We're averaging 102 points a game, and through my coaching career, my teams have averaged 100 points a game. And I coached at a school called West Liberty University, and we were the highest scoring team in the country. And I left that program to come to South Florida and hang out with you guys down here for a few years, and we brought that same style of basketball. Well, my assistant coach stayed there at West Liberty, and that's who we met in the national championship game.
Oh,
where I had coached. I was the head coach for the previous 15 years. I'd worked there for 30 years. And of all people to meet in the national championship game is my former university, my former assistant coach, all my former players. I think I knew every fan in the stands there from West Liberty. That in itself was a special moment. Some good, some bad, but it was almost hard to believe, almost surreal that we got to the national championship game and it was against my former team. But it speaks volumes to a different style of basketball and one that we're playing. We're the only two teams playing it, and we met in the national championship game.
Coach, can you give us a little bit of the backstory on your relationship with Erik Spoelstra? Because he had come to meet with you a few seasons ago to get offensive ideas and to learn some things from you. Like, is there a backstory that, like, how did that all kind of come to be? And what was have you seen some of your stuff like implemented from the Heat over the years? You're like, that's me. I got that.
Only when they do something really good, then I'll take credit for. No, and I'm not saying he was coming to learn anything. He's just an incredible person, an incredible coach. And I didn't know Coach Spoelstra, and I had done a podcast about style of play, and figuring no one's going to listen to this podcast. Evidently, he does listen to that stuff, and he just cold called me and said, "Hey, you want to get together and talk basketball?" I said, "Heck yeah!" And so I'll come up your way. And I figured he'll come up and we'll hang out for an hour or two and just talk basketball. And he was here for 5 hours, quickest 5 hours I can remember. We talked a lot about basketball. I don't know that he learned anything. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the NBA. I didn't know anything about the NBA. And I don't know the relationship between Pat Riley and the head coach and what's it like for the players on the end of the bench and all the things you kind of wonder about that you don't really know. I learned a lot about the NBA from Coach Spoelstra, and we've had a chance to get together since then. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Heat. I'm a fan of Coach Spoelstra.
I understand they were watching you guys. Like that was going on. I think before their game they were watching the champion. So you knew that they were in tune with what you guys were doing.
Yeah, I mean it's just. I mean he's so nice. He sent me a nice text, and all the coaches were working out, and they had us on the screen and were watching our game. And they gave us a nice video fist bump after, for winning a championship, and just generally nice guys, and the same thing with, he's been here. He's come up and watched us practice. Jim Larinaga has been here to watch us practice. Dusty's been here from Florida Atlantic. These guys are basketball junkies. I should be following them around trying to learn from, but they're all coming and hanging out because, they don't have egos. These are guys from South Florida that are great coaches that are just look at anything. If they were willing to talk to me and watch Nova Southeastern work out, they're open to anything. And whether they got an idea or not, I don't really know. All I learned was these are really good guys, really good basketball coaches. I'm glad they're getting the notoriety that they deserve right now, especially the college coaches. Spoelstra he was picked as the top coach by the general managers this year, like 2-1 over any other coach. So I've had a chance to meet some great people and great coaches, and those are definitely 3 guys that's been a pleasure to meet down here in South Florida.
So how are you guys going to celebrate? Like, honestly, what are some of the ideas that have been kicked around? You guys got to get something good, Coach. This is a big deal.
They talked about a parade, and I thought, boy, that'll be a fiasco. I can't even, it'd be a parade with like nobody on the sidewalk, one of those kind of deals.
No, but you got the best field in the world, right down the street. You got a rodeo.
Yes, you're the first one who brought that up. I'm not going to get on one of those bulls or anything, but somehow, I've asked to throw out a few pitches, except when I throw out a pitch, I don't want to be like an honorary thing. I actually want to pitch to somebody.
Yeah.
I want to play second base for a couple innings maybe, but if I go to the rodeo, I don't think I want to get involved there. I just
no. You don't have to actually do the rodeo, but that's where the parade needs to go. The parade needs to go through there. You got space.
Right down University all the way to the rodeo. You want it to go past Griff's?
I mean, you're very limited. You got 84 in Griffin. And I know driving in South Florida and living in Davie that if there's anything in the street slowing people from getting to their house, they ain't gonna be happy. They don't care who won the championship. They need to get to their house.
Parade at Leroy. It would work if we brought some like radio personalities in. They could be like the grand marshal.
Well, we're in, Coach. Listen, you want us? We're in. You let us know, man. You got our numbers. We'll be there, man. We'll be there to celebrate. This is an awesome accomplishment that should be celebrated down here in South Florida for sure.
That's a commitment. Now, if we ever parade, you guys are in it.
Let us know. You let us know, Coach. We appreciate the time. Congratulations. Keep enjoying this, and all the best to you. And try not to, go easy on my Buccaneers next year, right?
Okay. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
There you go. Jim Crutchfield, head coach at Nova Southeastern University, undefeated champion.
Let's put this in perspective. He has lost one game in 2 years.